Now, regular viewers will know that we often include a technology showcase highlighting a particular solution or technology. This month, we're doing something a little bit different. We've invited Karyn Georges, Managing Director for ISLE UK, to provide a mini lecture on various technologies that can address the wastewater treatment challenge.
We know that untreated sewage entering our water bodies is causing significant environmental and public health issues. But we can look at this as an opportunity to change how we approach sanitation, treatment, and the use of resources. Here, I'm going to talk through a few practical innovations and examples which are actively helping reduce wastewater damage. Methods to treat sewage are well known, and processes such as trickling filters and activated sludge are common across the globe. These aren't without issues, though, with biological treatment performance susceptible to changing flows, to weather, as well as to shocks from toxic loads. There is also the concern around emissions of nitrous oxide from biological steps. But several companies are creating novel solutions to either provide cheaper, simpler treatment, or to reduce emissions and/or to treat to a higher standard and remove contaminants to allow safe water reuse. One example is from a Dutch company called Bluecon. They've designed a system for small to medium sites which they claim not only provides treatment at half the cost of traditional biological wastewater treatment, but which also allows the reuse of the resulting treated wastewater. It is a modular system which houses physical treatment processes adapted for the required water quality. The steps include coagulation, flocculation, flotation, and filtration. There is also a disinfection step and further polishing steps that can be added. It claims to be able to remove microplastics, nutrients, and chemicals such as PFAS. Such containerized solutions could offer a good way to rapidly provide a high standard of wastewater treatment to communities that might otherwise not have access. To date, they've installed units in underserved communities in places including Romania, Chile, and Canada. We can take sewage treatment one step further and look at the principles of resource recovery, viewing wastewater as a concentrated stream of useful materials and potential products. Creating a closed loop can help prevent some pollutants reaching our water bodies. It can also create an economy around it, encouraging communities, organisations, and governments to value it instead of seeing it as a waste that needs to be disposed of as cheaply as possible. Often when we think of resource recovery, our minds would go to large-scale solutions, recovering, say, nutrients from wastewater at complex facilities. We certainly see many of these solutions at ISLE, and these absolutely have a value. But resource recovery is open to all, and it is one of the key components of a circular economy. A circular economy can help progress towards environmental equality, something that is very important when we think of who is suffering the most from environmental degradation. The Sanergy Collaborative brings together companies with a mission to solve sanitation challenges using circular economy principles, particularly in low-income areas. By providing public-private funding mechanisms and governance to develop and implement cost-effective citywide sanitation services at scale, they are able to work with partners to create fertilizers and protein products, including black soldier fly larvae for agriculture from the organic waste, directly benefiting their local communities. On the other end of the scale, perhaps, are companies who are looking at new treatment methods and the opportunity of recovering resources of high economic value. One such company, METzero, has funding through the Ofwat Innovation Fund in the UK and is being trialled with Northumbrian Water. METzero utilises microbial electrolysis cells to treat wastewater. It uses naturally occurring electrogenic bacteria to digest waste anaerobically. And by applying a controlled potential difference across the electrode, the system can recover high-value products including hydrogen, ammonia and nitrogen compounds from wastewater. Now, these projects can potentially generate an income for the wastewater company and reduce the demand on raw materials. In the more complex system, where runoff and stormwater is collected alongside domestic sewage, there will be storage and overflow points designed into the sewers. Without these, the wastewater treatment works would become quickly overwhelmed. But these do mean that sometimes untreated sewage is discharged. With climate change bringing more intense storms and with increasing urbanisation of our landscapes, more rainwater and runoff is entering our sewers. Combine this with ageing infrastructure and you have the perfect storm for unintended discharges of untreated sewage. Most places are looking at separating out the sewers or building storage capacity within the network. The Thames Tideway, the Copenhagen Harbour Storage Basin, and the stormwater management and road tunnel in Kuala Lumpur are all good examples of this. Sustainable urban drainage is also increasingly being used, albeit not enough. However, we can also be creative in reducing storm discharges to sewer, or by finding ways of preventing the overflows. In 2013, a water square was opened in Rotterdam. This is an example of how surface runoff can be stored in an integrated way with community support. This is a public space with sporting and leisure facilities such as basketball courts, skating ramps and seating integrated. During storms, the space fills with runoff. There are 2 shallow basins to collect runoff from surrounding surfaces and rooftops, and a 3rd central basin for heavier rainfall. After the storm, the water infiltrates back into the ground. The work was commissioned following consultation with the local community, inviting ideas and designs to be put forward. This also allows the public to see and understand the issue around urbanisation and increased runoff. So it serves as stormwater storage, a community space, and an educational opportunity. We're increasingly being an information and data-driven society. The development of low-cost sensors and open data on water quality, combined with organised citizen science projects such as those coordinated by the river keepers in the United States, not only educate communities around the causes of poor river health, but also provide decision makers with compelling evidence of where harm is being seen by wastewater discharges. Improving water quality through reducing pollution from wastewater is one of the most important challenges of our time. The impacts of pollution will be felt more acutely with climate change. Thinking creatively and innovating can help us.
Quite right. Well said. Thank you, Karyn.